This is part for the Schwinn hybrid flip bike. So the bike's looking pretty good overall. Last time we checked in, we were just waiting on the brake noodles. These are the brake noodles. Buy them in packs of I think 10 to 20. Took a couple more days to come in than expected, but is what it is. So I'm gonna get this set up here. What we're gonna do is install the brakes. The shifting's already been tuned. I actually did that the other day. And so really it's just the brakes today, testing it out, make sure everything's good to go, and then we'll post it. So I'm gonna get all this set. In the last video series I talked about this. And I might have to unscrew it because it seems a bit tough. This silver part is the barrel adjuster, and then the black ring is kind of like a little lock ring, and they spin independently of each other. So let me try and show it here. There's a channel right here, and then another channel right there. And this, along with the actual housing in this particular brake, allows you to just simply install the head of the cable here, run it through this part, and then you lock it back together like that. So I'm gonna turn it out a couple turns, just reinstall it here. You could just do this on the housing. You don't have to take it all the way off like I did. So turn it right about there. You put the head in the housing, and you can see it just runs through like this. And then now I'm just going to lock it down. So again, the variability here being that I've left threads out is that if we need to loosen the tension, we'll be able to go in. But if we also need to tighten it, we can take the lock ring off again, back it out, and then retighten it. So now that we have this set, what we're going to do is measure how much cable we need. To measure the cable, a bunch of different things you could do. You could do some of the old housing. I could have kept the original housing and then just remeasured it. That's relying on it being actual or actually the right size initially. So in case it isn't, what I like to use is old airline tubing from the aquarium. It's pretty much the same diameter, and I can pull this out a little to shove it in to show. So it's pretty close, so to help me get it set here. And then I'm going to measure it down to where the noodle would be. And I know you can't see that, so let me tilt it here. So I'm going to get it down roughly to where the top of the noodle is going to be, and then that's where we're going to cut it and fit the brake line. Alright, so I put the noodle on, I have the cable on, well, through the noodle I should say, and then the dust guard. So now what we're going to do is just thread it through. So we have the variability up top. I'm going to pull this tight here. Might need to stretch it a little. It'll help to have my tool ready. They sell a tool for this. It's called the Third Hand, I believe. Specifically meant to grip and do all this simultaneously. I'm going to stretch it. You can hear it stretching in there. And back this up so you can see it. So it's working, it's springing back. I mean, it needs some adjusting. This pad's a little too close. This one's not as close. So what you need to do there is tighten this, and it'll pull it over slightly, or loosen this one. This one's already out a little bit, so it's probably not causing the issue. So what we'll do is we'll tighten this up, get the pad centered, add some more tension, and then just make sure it's working, and then we'll do the rear. Alright, so I centered the pads using the minor adjusting screws there. Then what I did was I tightened it just a little more here. I wasn't going to play around with it up here because I needed quite a bit. I'll show you. It's spinning nice and freely, and then the brake engages perfectly. So I'm going to spin it up again and then show you the handle. And got plenty of room left, and it breaks in nice. So we'll do the same thing on the rear, and then we'll do a recap of the Alright, so the bike's all done. I put the brake on for the rear. Had to readjust the main tension on this arm because it's a little stronger than this one. So I might have flipped this one from up front when we did the ultrasonic cleaning, but either way, got it working well. The bike looks really, really nice overall. It was not in shambles when we picked it up. Obviously, it was in pretty good condition, but it needed the new cables, it needed a new chain, everything to go through. The freewheel was not salvageable, as I mentioned in the other video, so we ended up upgrading it to just a brand new one. So I'm gonna get this set up, go take it for a test ride, and then we'll run through the numbers and our expected profits. All right, so she looks really good. Test her out. Brakes are good. All right, so let's go through the numbers on the fitness bike. We paid $50 for it, which is a little more than I really wanted to pay, but it was in pretty good condition overall. I was looking at the paint mainly, so that's why I spent a little more than I usually would. Probably would have spent $30 on any other bike at most, but anyways, so the gas to go pick it up was $10. We put a new chain and a new freewheel. The cables are about $1 each. We put on two new noodles, which come in a pack, which make them about $1 each as well. Just grease and other miscellaneous items, we estimated about $2. So the total cost for this bike, all in right now, is $92. Obviously, this doesn't include labor, sweat equity, whatever the profit is what we pay ourselves. Estimating sales to be between $140 and $160. We just sold the other fitness hybrid bike for $170, so I think that's realistic. So our profit would be $48 to $68. So the big variable here is going to be the parts, the chain and the freewheel. If we didn't have to put those on, add another $24 to both of these, and you're looking at $70 to nearly $100 in profit. So really nice overall. Had a fun time doing it, and look forward to the next series.